Hello from Destin, Florida. Today we're going to look at Numbers 29 and 30. And we're going to look at two things. First, in the first chapter, 29, we are continuing to get a reminder from God how the sacrificial system was supposed to work, what's involved, what the children of Israel are supposed to do. And they, as well as we, need consistent reminders from God to stay on track. Two, when you swear something to God, this is from chapter 30, you should do it. Okay, it is better to not swear at all than to break your promise to God. And we'll see in this chapter that God actually does allow the protection of the father. God allows the protection of the husband to step in and lead his family and say, that's not good of a vow. And so he allows that protection. And that's design. We see all throughout the law is protection from God. So let's check it out. Numbers 29. And in the 7th month, on the 1st day of the month, you shall have an holy convocation. You shall do no servile work. It is a day of blowing the trumpets unto you. And ye shall offer burnt offering for a sweet savor unto the Lord. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, and 7 lambs the first year, without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals for a bullock, and 2/10 deals for a ram, and 1/10 deal for a lamb throughout the 7 lambs, and one of the kid of the goats for a sin offering to make atonement for you, beside the burnt offering of the month, and his meat offering, and the daily burnt offering, and his meat offering, and their drink offerings, according unto their manner, for a sweet savor, a sacrifice made by fire unto the Lord. And ye shall have on the 10th day of this 7th month an holy convocation, and ye shall afflict your souls. Ye shall not do any work therein, but ye shall offer a burnt offering unto the Lord for a sweet savor. 1 young bullock, 1 ram, 1 lamb, 7 lambs of the first year, and they shall be unto you without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals to a bullock, and 2/10 deals to a ram, and several 10th deals for 1 lamb throughout the 7 lambs. 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the sin offering of atonement, and the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering of it, and their drink offerings. And on the 15th day of the 7th month ye shall have an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work, and ye shall keep a feast unto the Lord 7 days. And ye shall offer a burnt offering, a sacrifice made by fire, of a sweet savor to the Lord. 13 young bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year, they shall be without blemish. And their meat offering shall be of flour mingled with oil, 3/10 deals unto every bullock, and through the 13 bullocks, 2/10 deals to each ram of the 2 rams, and several 10th deal to each lamb of the 14 lambs. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And I just wanted to say, you should notice in there that they should be without blemish, and that's why Christ had to be perfect. He had to be without blemish. And on the 2nd day ye shall offer 12 young bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year, without spot, and their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after their manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and the meat offering thereof, and their drink offerings. And on the 3rd day 11 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year, without blemish. And their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 4th day 10 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year, without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, for the lambs, according to the number, after the manner. And 1 kid of the goats for a sin offering, besides the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 5th day 9 bullocks, 2 rams, 14 lambs of the first year, without spot, and their meat offering, and their drink offerings for the bullocks, and for the rams, and for the lambs, according to their number, after the manner. And the goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 6th day 8 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year, without blemish, and their meat offering, and their drink offerings for the bullocks, for the rams, and for the lambs, according to their number, after their manner. and 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. And on the 7th day, 7 bullocks, 2 rams, and 14 lambs of the first year without blemish, and their meat offering and their drink offering for the bullocks, for the rams, for the lambs, according to their number, after their manner, and 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, his meat offering, and his drink offering. So he's just reminding him exactly what to do. On the 8th day you shall have a solemn assembly. You shall do no servile work therein. You've got to rest. But you shall offer a burnt offering made by fire, a sweet savor to the Lord, 1 bullock, 1 ram, 7 lambs of the first year, without blemish. Their meat offering and their drink offerings for the bullock, for the ram, for the lamb shall be according to their number, after the manner. And 1 goat for a sin offering, beside the continual burnt offering, and his meat offering, and the drink offering. These things ye shall do unto the Lord in your set feast, besides your vows and your freewill offerings, for your burnt offerings, and for your meat offerings, for your drink offerings, and for your peace offerings. And Moses told the children of Israel all that the Lord commanded Moses. Chapter 30. And Moses spake unto the heads of the tribes concerning the children of Israel, saying, This is a thing which the Lord hath commanded. If a man vow a vow unto the Lord, or swear an oath to bind his soul with a bond, he shall not break his word. He shall do all that accordingly proceedeth out of his mouth. If a woman also vow unto the Lord, and bind herself into a bond, being in her father's house, in her youth, and her father hear the vow and bond wherewith she hath bound her soul, her father shall hold his peace, then all her vows shall stand, and every bond wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her father disallow her in the day that he heareth, not any of her vows or her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand, and the Lord shall forgive her, because her father disallowed her. And if she had at all an husband, when she vowed, or uttered out of her lips wherewith she bound her soul, and her husband heard of it, and held his peace at her in the day he heard it, then her vow shall stand, and her bonds wherewith she hath bound her soul shall stand. But if her husband disallowed her on the day that he heard it, then he shall make her vow which she vowed, and that which she uttered with her lips, wherewith she bound her soul, of none effect, and the Lord shall forgive her. But every vow of a widow and her that is divorced, wherewith they have bound their soul, shall stand against her. And if she vowed in her husband's house, or bound her soul with an oath, and her husband heard of it, and held his peace at her, and disallowed her not, then all her vows will stand. And every bond wherewith she is bound, her soul shall stand. But if her husband hath utterly made them void on the day he heard them, then whatsoever proceedeth out of her lips concerning her vows, or concerning the bond of her soul, shall not stand. Her husband hath made them void, and the Lord shall forgive her. Every vow and every binding oath to afflict the soul, her husband may establish it, or her husband may make it void. But if her husband altogether hold his peace from her from day to day, then he establisheth all her vows, or her bonds which are on her. He confirmeth them, because he held his peace at her the day he heard them. But if he shall make any of them void after hearing them, then he shall bear her iniquity. These are the statutes which the Lord commanded Moses between a man and his wife, between the father and his daughter, being yet in her youth in her father's house. So there you go, some protection built in for the husband, and God just, that's what he builds in, is some great things there into the law. Well, better to vow and keep it than well, anyway, you get what I'm saying. I'll catch you next time.